We did it.
Here we are.
We're doing it.
I think we're... Yeah, okay. It's just taking a bit longer. It's going slower for some reason. Now our real friends are going to see this. Not just the ones that subscribe to my channel.
I appreciate real friends.
Let's redo the cheers.
Do
Up on the thing. Toast to fun times with friends and unique things. I don't think you guys have ever done this before. Look at now, we're getting some people coming in.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Andrew Hunter.
Yeah. Oh, I'm friends with him. I think honestly, I think I went to your quinceañera back a long, long time ago.
Oh.
I think it was at Matt's house, wasn't it?
No, actually, I think we talked about this before. It wasn't at Matt's house. We did the practices there, and then the actual party was at the Cow Palace at the Expo, like by the Expo Center.
Then I was at your practice, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. That was like 10, 15 years ago.
We had him at Matt's house, or maybe we just hung out at Matt's house a lot.
Yeah.
We were over there quite a bit.
Yeah. I miss him. I miss that whole family, actually. I don't even know what they're really up to. Like, I haven't... I've talked to Mary in a few years. I haven't talked to Josh in a very long time. Yeah. But, yeah, we're doing it. This is it. This is the interracial couple. Gaby and Shawn.
The interracial couple.
Dude, you're the only interracial couple I know of. I think I need to get some more diversity in my friends,
I'm
actually.
not sure if there are a lot of more interracial. I think I know maybe one offhand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are an
friend Myra and Tyrone.
Okay, well, I mean, they're both a different... Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they're different races. So
and you are an interracial, so you should like know more. You're more diverse than whites, right?
Touching me, yes.
Oh, I mean, hey, you guys can touch. I mean, it's on
More
camera.
diverse than
So, by the way, come on the podcast. You just drink wine and eat cookies. The Chewy Chips Ahoy, the best kind, the only
They're
kind.
really good.
Those are addicting. I've had 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, slow the fuck down, dude. There's only 2 rows left.
Well, maybe if someone had eaten the first row.
I had the first row.
I probably had the other 2.
Rows?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, these are kind of bland.
Taking the blame.
Whapping your finger. You cut it?
You want to go there? Okay.
I gotta do actually.
So, I had to buy new ratchet straps because we were putting our kayaks on the roof and on his truck because we were kayaking Saturday. And he was cutting open the ratchet, or the package of the ratchets, or whatever, and he...
Okay, so...
Some ratchet cut you?
They were at my buddy's house, these kayaks, and my nephew, who was kind enough to be our babysitter for the day, I picked him up, and I brought him to help load the kayaks, and the ratchets, they were, brand new in the package, they were zip-tied in there, and I just been slicing them out of there, no big deal, and I was talking to him, and I wasn't paying attention, and it got kind of stuck, and next thing you know, it slipped, and I stabbed myself right in the finger. Fuck! I felt it hit the bone. My whole hand started tingling, and I walked away, and I was just like, fuck. And then he looks at me, he's like, dude, yeah, it's leaking. And then I look down, and it's just leaking.
Dripping.
Yeah, so then I walk over to my truck, and I'm sitting there holding it, and it's just like a constant stream coming out of my finger. So then I'm sitting there, and then I started to see white, and I'm like,
yep.
Like, don't pass out, don't fucking pass out. Like, I'm here with my nephew, he doesn't have his license yet, I don't think he's ever drove, and then I look at him, and I'm like, Jack, buddy, you never drove a car, have you? And he's like, nope, and I was like, fucking great, and I was like, okay, stay awake, Shawn, stay awake. And then I called Gaby, I'm just like, honey, like, where are you? I just cut myself, I'm fucking bleeding everywhere. Like, I think I gotta go to the hospital. And she's just like, fuck, where are you? I'm on my way. Like, she's like, I'm there. And so then I'm trying to think because, like, I'm like all dizzy and I'm zoning out and I'm just like, oh, fuck. It's like I'm under the Johnson Street Bridge. You just take a couple.
Oh, you were in town at least. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was literally like 3 minutes away.
Yeah.
So, well, it's probably like a 10-minute drive, but she made it 3 minutes. So,
Okay.
So then I'm like, Jack, I was like, run out. I was like, look what street we're on. I was like, just let her know. And then I'm sitting there and she's, she's like everything I known to do, like apply pressure, lift it over your head. But I was like in such a daze that I didn't think of it. And she's like, honey, you know, apply pressure, put your hand over your head. And I'm just like,
over your heart.
yeah.
You don't think of that shit when it's actually happening.
Exactly.
It's like one of those
like,
things that you practice for, but you're never really prepared for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she came and she got me. And then I just remember getting into the ER. And this is something that, you know, like what I would think would be an emergency situation. And so I'm sitting there and I'm holding my hand and I'm like still on the verge of passing out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting down and I got my head like this. And she's like, we're just going to ask you a couple questions. I'm like, okay, sweet. And then there's like, well, your date of birth. And like, there was no haste.
Yeah.
There, you know, she was just asking me. And then she's like, we're going to put you in this room right away. And this lady's talking to me about it. And she's like, what's going on? And I was just like, she's like, does it hurt? I'm like, no, my whole finger is numb. She's like, you might have struck a nerve. And I was like, I feel like dog shit. She's like, okay, we need to get him laying down somewhere. Like, this kid is not doing so hot. And then I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should have, like, laid down, like, right away.
Yeah, so then they got me in there and they laid me down. As soon as I laid down, I felt 100% better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Shit.
And then they were asking me, they're like, whoa, we can come and do stitches. They're like, we have to numb your whole finger. I'm like, it's already numb. And they're like, you probably struck a nerve. And they're like, you're probably going to have nerve damage. And I'm like, sweet.
I mean, at least you didn't feel pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's exactly it. Well, it's hard to see, guys, but
yeah. I think
it's kind of like bruising in through here and then up by the knuckle. Like I can feel, the only time I feel pain is right through here.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of my finger is just numb.
When does that shit come off?
This is
we've been re-bandaging.
Oh yeah, okay, so you gotta reply it. The stitches are underneath it?
No, they asked me if I wanted the stitches, and then she kind of like she cleaned it up because I told her, you know, I was like I couldn't really see it because like all the blood clot and all the blood that was all over my hand. I was like I didn't know how open the wound was. She's like, we can do stitches if you want. We can do staples if you want. And I was like, can't you glue it? And she's like, yes, we can glue it, and that's probably going to be your best option because if we do staples or stitches, it might create an air pocket, and then that's going to be better for infection. So she's like,
infection just like lives in there.
Yeah, and they're like, if we glue it, it'll probably heal more from the inside out, and that's going to be your best bet. And I was like, well, I'm trying to go fucking kayaking in like 20 minutes.
Oh, you still went kayaking that day? Oh my god!
And Gabby looked right over at me, and she's like, honey, we do not have to go. And I was like,
we're fucking going.
Yeah. No, she was very nice, very like, we can go home. Like, this is fine. And then I was like, no, dude. I was like, we're going kayaking. Like, this is just a minor setback.
Well, good. At least you got to go kayaking.
Yeah, and I've been a 4-finger warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, at least you survived. At least you fucking survived. Well, I'm glad to have you guys here. Let's talk about, not to detract from your story, but let's talk about something that's really, really, really important. The sinkhole on the White House lawn. You know about this?
I didn't.
There's a sinkhole that opened up on the White House lawn. Apparently, Satan needs his boy back. Okay, anyways. I'm not anti-Trump, actually, so I'm not pro or anti-Trump.
We did talk about that last time.
Yeah. Remember when I told you I was a Republican and you almost walked out?
You know?
I don't really turn around and called me. She's like, Shawn, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Shawn, call the police. Oh, wait, no, don't call the police. I can't.
She's like, they'll shoot me.
Fire 3 warning shots in my head.
And they'll bring me a blanket and cocoa and be like, are you okay, sir?
Just tears running down your face. I didn't know what to do.
I didn't know what to do. She was brown and
but I saw a knife.
It was on my counter, but you don't know. They're good with knives.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Anyway.
What do you think you got hurt?
You got
a little mouthy.
The real truth comes out.
Yeah.
You seriously didn't know about this? Did you know about this?
No,
what,
I
the
didn't.
knife?
No, the sinkhole. The sinkhole that was on the White House lawn. Like,
no, I didn't hear
I
about
don't.
that.
I'm
I
not
feel
gonna
like it kind of makes sense, though. I mean, like, they have so many different little tunnels under there for escape for the president.
They do. Who knows what's under there?
Well,
like, who knows what's actually under there that they actually don't
Maryland
tell us?
Tunnels?
I mean,
really?
Really?
What's that?
Oh, come on.
The Maryland Monroe tunnels, so she can
Maryland
sneak
Monroe
out of
tunnels. Oh, I thought you meant Maryland, like the state.
No.
Oh no, Maryland.
Yeah, no.
Maryland
What was it? The conspiracy that the JFK built tunnels so she could escape without being
Hold on,
seen.
yeah, so you can get in and out.
Yeah.
Really? He
Yeah.
fucking built it just for one blonde
It's a
bimbo?
conspiracy.
I wouldn't say conspiracy. It's been speculation
Uh-huh.
for a while, and it's never been confirmed nor denied, however.
Okay.
So
That's awesome, though, for real, because I like conspiracy theories. I think they're
Same.
funny.
I love them.
I like the shit that you can't actually prove, like the fucking flat earth. Fuck off with that. But, like,
Yeah.
the whole... That's actually cool. That's, like, something I could actually believe. The Monroe tunnels. The Maryland tunnels. Because I don't know how long they're... God, this is so bad to admit. I don't even know how long JFK was in the office for.
I know.
It was really sad.
not for long.
Dude, there's a lot of people that consider... Well, a lot of people consider Obama the smartest president that's ever been in office. But a lot of other people say it was JFK was the smartest president that ever came in.
I don't know about smartest. I would say certainly the most charismatic, those so far. But a lot of it is the fact that we have Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got all these things where we can be very personal with the public.
Yeah.
Versus past presidencies where they didn't have that chance. Like we had who was it, Roosevelt, who used to do the radio shows almost every night, or I think every week or something.
Yeah,
Roosevelt?
FDR. Yeah,
Yes.
he did the fireside chats.
Yes.
Yep.
So that was probably the most personal that a president got before Obama, would start, tweeting and things like that. And now we really have a live view of everything the president's ever thinking, which is awesome with Obama. But your boy Trump needs to go.
Not my boy.
Okay,
He's
his
just-
Twitter account.
I follow him on Twitter.
You read his
Yeah.
tweets?
Yeah, they're not cool. I don't
No,
think they're.
no,
I don't
horrible.
think they're nice,
You
but
don't
it's just
retweet?
the fucking. I mean, there's also a lot of people, especially like people older than us, like in the generations ahead, where they're like, "You shouldn't even be on Twitter. No president should be on Twitter. You should be focusing on the shit." But it's like, come on, phones are really fun.
Yes.
And even if you are the fucking president, I think I'd be on the phone if I was the president.
I definitely would not.
I would personally
Really?
be in a lot of trouble. Like,
She look at her. I mean, she is very professional about everything she does. There's just
Her.
when I first met her.
Her.
Yeah, when I first met her, she looked at me and she was just like, "You need to fucking cool it on Facebook. You're kind of a douchebag."
okay, yes, that's true, but you were, okay?
You
and
know?
you posted the most inappropriate things all the time. It didn't help you.
About each
no,
other.
not about me.
No,
Oh, okay.
Nothing to
just-
do with us, but it was like a lot of people would tag him in very sexual memes or like just a straight up picture of a naked girl, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Have
They
it
allow
sent
that?
to you. But on Facebook, like if somebody looks up who my husband is, they're gonna type in Shawn Ripley or whatever. They're gonna see he's tagged. Click on it. Oh, let me see what her husband's like, and they're gonna see him tagged in all these like bad memes that are inappropriate.
Yeah.
I think they're hilarious, and I'll laugh my ass off if they
Yeah.
send it to him
Yeah.
personally. And he's like, Gab, check out this meme. We love it. We love memes. We meme pretty hard.
Yeah.
Not on Facebook when you're like you're giving away this image of yourself. We actually talked about this last night. It's who you present yourself to the public. You
Mhm.
got to be pretty careful about that stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and people respect you more if you seem to be more professional.
Yeah. I mean,
And to tell you the truth, though, it helped me. And I know this kind of sounds silly, but I mean, just cleaning up my Facebook helped me clean up my life a little
Who you
bit.
were?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm still, I'll crack a dirty joke around the right people.
yeah.
But before, I was with Gaby, I would crack a very inappropriate or dirty joke. I didn't care who was around me.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people, I'd get a lot of weird looks. A lot of people thought I was an asshole. A lot of people were just like, this
A lot of people
show.
still do. When I first started dating you,
Yeah. I was gonna say
about
just
10 different
shrug.
people messaged me or called me or contacted me in some way and said, seriously, Shawn Ripley, that guy's a dick. That guy's
Damn.
an asshole. And I was like, yeah, you don't really know him.
I feel like I'm a
so-
pretty nice guy.
I can't. I was gonna say I know how you feel. I mean, that's all I fucking heard from my last one that I was in. And I let it get the best of me, and a lot of times I would lash out because of it. The whole thing with cleaning up Facebook, though, that's real too. I used to, if you guys remember, I was usually real hardcore with, I actually got known for all the horrible shit that I would post. And then one day
They
someone,
were pretty funny, though.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You of all people had the best sense of humor about it.
They were horrible. at
Yeah.
this.
They were horrible, and
the too soon stuff.
yeah. As soon as I found out about it, it would be up there. finally someone confronted me like in public and said a whole bunch of horrible shit, and it got to me so bad that I just completely shifted gears and I completely stopped.
I don't know this person, but I love this person. I feel like they have no sense of humor about it.
I can tell you who they are after the camera goes off.
Please do. No, I want to know.
You might not even know who they are, but
if I did, I'm unfriending them.
You probably went to school with him. It's a him. It's
Really?
a guy, maybe. I don't think it's anyone that we hang out with regularly, but
I wouldn't think so.
yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, no, it was shitty. It was really bad, but it changed me. And like you said, I feel like I cleaned up a little better because of it.
Yeah.
I'm a little less like active on Facebook now. I don't post as much as I used to.
Call them out
now.
Agreed.
Do it for the likes. Dude, I would get less likes if it wasn't anybody like major.
Call them out now.
It wasn't anybody important. Is that what you're trying to say?
How about I will say this: they're not fucking watching this. That's for sure.
Okay, all right.
How about that?
Fucking loser.
Yeah. I moved this over because it was blocking Gabby's face. You're the only woman I've had on here. Of all the women I've had on here, you're 100% of them.
Yeah, but you got the twofer though. You got the brown woman.
The brown woman, yeah. That's like, I got diversity points.
Exactly.
I said that's the first thing I said when you came on here the first time.
It is.
I'm like, I got a non-white.
Well, okay, so sorry to our viewers.
For being an interracial marriage.
Yeah, but no, but I mean, like, white girls are lame.
Whoa, what? Really? You think that?
Honey, I don't think you can say that.
You can fucking say that.
Sorry.
You shut up. No, you can say it. It's not, you're not being, well, you're not racist if it's against white people, so I don't care what you say as long as you don't like use slurs.
Oh.
So that's the only thing I ask. But if you think white girls are lame, that's your prerogative. You don't have to do that.
Well, no, but I mean, if you wanna, but no, like if you wanna get down like brass tacks, I mean, like
Happy
everybody,
stream. Thank you.
No, everybody knows what, like when you see a meme about a white girl,
Yeah.
like it's not like I'm saying all white girls are lame. If you have the skin color that is white, you're lame as fuck.
You're talking about the stereotype.
I'm talking about the stereotype.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the big boob blonde bimbo who's just like,
I love those.
My God. Right?
I love boobs, big boobs with blondes. Yeah.
I think that's a bad example. I'm thinking more of like airheadedness,
Yeah.
ignorance.
The ignorance and the glorification of
Who's
it.
that? Who's
Yeah.
that girl that's the big Trump
glorification,
follower?
Tammy Lauren.
Tommy Lauren, yeah.
Yeah, she could fucking burn it out.
Tammy.
She's so hot though. Doesn't make it right, but she's really hot.
I think she gets away with what she says because of her appearance. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Hey, Shane's on.
Shane.
Jack
Yeah.
Strizek.
Strizek.
I don't know
That's
who
our
that is.
That's my nephew.
Oh, the one that you cut yourself in front of?
Yeah, he was there.
Dude, did he
did
help
not-
you at all?
He was the hero.
He's the hero.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Does
the
he wear
hero.
a cape?
Most of the time?
There he is.
Can't
Thank you.
remember that
Happy
one.
stream. Thank you.
He watched Maverick in the emergency room while we went in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and our friend Ryan, they showed up and took care of Mavi, and they took care
That's
of you.
good.
She did take care of me.
Good. We're happy to have you still
Little
Living
kicking it.
in the
Yeah.
DR.
You before the we're getting some love here.
Oh.
Before the camera rolled, you said you have a brown and a white baby.
We
We do.
do.
Wow,
So-
We
that's
do.
awesome.
She gave birth
Our
to
first
both of
son-
We
them.
should talk about it.
First son, Cedric. He's very tan. He looks just like me in the little boy
Uh-huh.
form. Actually, when I was his age, I looked like a little boy, so he's pretty much just me. And then
Did
Maverick.
you have short hair,
Yes,
like the bowl cut? No.
I did.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I did. My mom didn't dress me very feminine at that point either.
she let
I
you
think she's hoping
choose.
for a boy.
Yeah, she
She
did
let you choose. She was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Hey.
But then Maverick, he has very, very pale skin and has bright blue eyes.
Yeah,
Just
blue
like
eyes.
Shawn. Actually,
Yeah.
if you can picture a baby with Shawn's face on it,
I just
that's
shaved,
actually
so
just
just
Maverick.
if you look at
You
my
just
hair,
shaved?
Just shaved.
That looks like me when I just shave. It's already back just a little bit. It's like
Well,
an
I
hour
try to
later.
stick with the sexy stubble on the side.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I hate being clean. I screwed up shaving a couple weeks ago, so I went to the skin. People were just, what the fuck, looking at me like. Some people are like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I screwed up.
I fucked up.
I fucked up." I say that. I'm like, I fell.
I've
I fell. Some of my whiskers came out, so I had to even it out.
Yeah, there was an accident that happened.
Some girl I was making love too hard.
I was making lots of
But
Burned it right off my face.
friction. Something about that.
yeah. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I have a question for you. It might be a little heavy.
Uh-oh.
It's kind of heavy. This is live. I can't take it back once I say it.
Okay.
Did you get any grief from anybody, like for choosing a girl not of color or of color?
No,
Really?
actually, all I got was like
Your parents
Okay,
kind of
your
nuts, or your friends or family at all, or
which one?
did they
Oh.
kind of just go like, oh,
No, actually, I was at a really hard time in my life where all I would do was drink and smoke pot and like other random party drugs on the weekends.
sure,
And that was my life. And I got a DUI, and then a couple weeks later I was camping and I crashed a gator into somebody's dirt bike because I was stayed up all night partying and I was drunk.
yeah,
And I just like reflected on my life and I was like, I need fucking change. So I moved out of the place I was living and I moved in with my mother so I could try to like get my life back a little bit. But I
Yeah.
still like I was making minor changes. I wasn't making big changes. And then I started talking to this girl and
That's
like
funny.
we were just and it was just flirting on Facebook. That's all it was. It was flirting on Facebook. And then I got drunk one night and I messaged her because I was really big into Snapchat. Like that
Mhm.
was my main source of communication with everything. And so I was like, well, I'll be able to talk to her more if I get her Snapchat because I'll fucking light her up, you know? So that's what I did. And then she asked me out on a date one night.
she asked you out.
She asked
And
me
then-
out.
How on Snapchat?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it was
No.
Maybe.
We were just talking. I'm not sure if it was Snapchat or not, but
She
I just
says
wanted
it
to
wasn't
go
a
to the movie.
date. She
I
said
wanted
it
to
wasn't
go
a
see.
date.
It was not a date. It was
What
not
movie-
a date.
what movie was
I
it?
wanted to go to a movie. I was okay.
What movie was
my,
it?
My point in my life, Sisters, with Amy, or not Amy.
Yeah,
Amy
Amy
Poehler
Poehler.
and
Oh yeah,
That's
Amy
back
Poehler
when
and
I
Tina
came out.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. So
Close enough.
at that point in my life, I was mom central. All I ever did was hang out with Cedric. He was my entire world. I was living by myself, tiny
She
apartment in Fond du Lac.
wanted
I
me.
worked all the
I can't
time.
even do
Like
the circle thing because my fingers
Can
fucked up.
it's like it's definitely not an understatement when I say like I worked all the time.
Yeah.
It was very rare when I was actually able to be home and relaxing. So I really wanted to go see Sisters. Didn't really have anyone to go with because I lost all my friends when I had Cedric. It happens. I was
Yeah.
pretty young.
Yeah.
And, Shawn and I have been Snapchatting for a while. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go see a movie. I want to go see a movie for the first time in forever. Cedric's dad took him, and like had him for the night. And I was anxious and I wanted to go do something so I wasn't at home alone because my apartment got really quiet and I was home alone. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Shawn, let's go. Can we, like, hey, you want to go see a movie with me? It was like a friend.
Okay,
let's
so
go to a
then
movie
check
thing.
this
It
out.
was not
This
a
was
date.
so to me it was a date.
Yeah.
and then I'm sitting here and it's getting closer and closer to the date. And I'm like, what the fuck do I do? How do I tell her this? Hi, Gaby. I'm a piece of shit and lost my license because I have a DUI. Will you pick me up?
Yeah. Ha ha. You
Yeah.
said that.
I said
No.
it basically like that.
He
And she
said-
was like, I just want to fuck. No, she didn't say
Di-
that. She was
digital-
like-
Hey, Jack says digital romance for the win.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
For the win. I thought that always meant
Fuck the
No.
world.
I thought it
No.
was like, fuck the world.
No. For
Oh,
the
that is-
win.
For the
I had no
win.
idea. Sorry.
Wow.
Go on.
But so no, then
Not
she
down
was
with the
she was
lingo.
more than happy to come pick me up.
Yeah.
And then like at the time, like I was just like beside myself. Like I was like this isn't gonna go well. And then it did. It went very well. And then after the movie, we went out and got some drinks.
Yeah.
And I was too scared to kiss her. But luckily, we went to the Coliseum and it was on a Wednesday night, so it was super dead.
Yeah.
And so I put some Johnny Cash on the radio, and I just sang it to her, and she fell in love.
It was smooth.
You sang to her at the
He sang
bar?
to me at the
Yeah.
bar, yeah.
What the hell, dude? You balls on you.
Yeah.
Jesus, I couldn't do that. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, like I used to sing in choir,
Oh, okay.
and I got kind of like a lower voice when I sing, so I can usually catch Johnny Cash's pitch.
Yeah.
You know, so like that was like okay, and then she recorded it and actually showed it to her boss at the time, who was actually a country singer.
And then you got signed on
Yeah.
a record deal, and now you're on tour.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
Still on tour.
Yeah.
Still on tour.
Yeah.
What would the tour's name be? Mexi Melt 2018.
Oh, I like that. That was quick.
That was.
That's good.
Sorry.
That
Actually
sounds
the
cheesy
name
too.
of
That's-
it.
Cheese, so yeah, let's roll with
That's why I have my podcast, because I can come
Be
up
quick
with
about
shit.
it, yeah.
That's really awesome though. Like I have a little bit of a problem with Snapchat, and I've never really told anyone about this, so I'm gonna tell the world and you guys.
Lay it on,
I
brother.
don't like it, and I never on it, even though I have it, because it's such a. I recognize it as an important thing. It is important because the whole world uses it. I don't know if it's gone public yet, but the IPO, which is initial public offer of when Snapchat will go publicly owned, it hasn't gone publicly owned. It's still owned by the same two dudes, or one. I think it started by two, but one left, and now it's just one guy. It's going to be shared. I think it's worth over like $4 billion. And it was started by a guy that's like 3 years older than us.
Good for him.
Yes, no shit, good for him. It's amazing. So I recognize it that it's important, and I recognize it that I need to be part of it. But I can't get into the fact that I have to take a picture of myself and send it to somebody, because I think it's super. I still have problems taking selfies because I think it's super absorbed. It's like, oh, look at how important I am by holding this camera up to me. I don't care when other people do it. I think
Switch the camera around.
Okay,
now.
so this is check this out. If you were to add me on Snapchat,
He's funny.
most of
Everything
my
you do is
snaps
funny.
are usually like of some shit went wrong on the job site. Like I'm gonna take a video and send it to you because it's gonna be funny. Or like if I have something random to say to somebody, like, and if it's gonna be a selfie of me, I'm usually taking a shit. So then everybody will see, like, or you know, like I'll put like a little emoji thing like right in front of the business.
Wow.
And everybody's just like, "Oh,
you're
Sean's pooping
brave.
again."
You're fucking brave.
Well, I mean, you got to make it
can't
exciting
fucking
for
do
your
it.
fans, you know.
fans. Jeez, you have fans, you have followers.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I mean,
but-
I know there are like celebrities that have just a list of fucking mile long of people that follow
Well,
them.
so
and
then
shit.
that was one of my things. Like, what really kind of turned me away from Snapchat was one of my favorite actors, Paige Kennedy. Oh, he's not really well known,
Oh,
you know.
I've never
but
heard the
he
name.
was. Have you ever watched Blue Mountain State?
No, but I know what it is.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
In the second season, he's the starting quarterback,
Okay.
Radon Randall, and he's just hilarious. He's been like a smaller actor in a bunch of different stuff, and he's just hilarious. He always plays a hilarious character. I got him on Snapchat. He was really hilarious. I actually Snapchatted him one time I was actually watching Justified,
Okay.
and he was in there, and he got shot and killed. And I Snapchatted it to him, and he actually Snapchatted me back.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and then I screenshotted it.
Yeah.
Put it for the world to see.
How'd you feel when it came back?
Dude, I felt on top of the world.
Yeah.
But then it was a couple weeks later when he was like, he said on there, like, if you guys are going to Snapchat me and it doesn't have fucking shit to do with me, I'm going to fucking delete you. He's like, only
Oh.
Snapchat me about me. And I'm just like, this guy's a little self-fucking absorbed,
Yeah.
you know? Like, but sometimes I still tune in to see if it's funny or not, because he does have some funny things. Like, he was really big on Vine.
Okay, I remember Vine.
Yeah, and his Vine shit was hilarious.
I'm kind of sad at the end of it. I feel like
Yeah.
people got really creative with 6 seconds or 9
Yeah.
or however long it was.
And that's what it was. I mean, it was just those little bit of clips, and they were fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still watch. There's like collections of Vines now on YouTube where you can watch like 30, 40 minutes of them, and they're all really funny. It's just laugh after laugh for like just 40 minutes, and just little things. And that's how I remember I was like thinking, what's the next thing after this? Our attention span can't get any shorter. Like, we got 7 seconds. Okay, it's 9 or whatever. And then now it's like, what's going to happen now? Like, what's the next thing? I don't know what the next thing was. I think it was Tinder, maybe. Of the next like app, major step forward. Because Vine and Snapchat, I remember, came out around the same time. I've been single now for like 4 months, 5 months, and I like refused. I don't refuse, but like I'm very inactive on Snapchat. I just I sometimes I'll post a story when I'm out and drunk, like last night, and otherwise like I'll snap somebody back if they snap me, but no one's really snapping me. It's very seldom. So you said that you asked her out kind of over Snapchat, or she asked you out? You asked him out.
She actually asked me to marry her too.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. She stole my moment.
Wow. Wow, truth comes out.
I didn't know this. Did anybody else know this?
A lot of people. I posted it when I posted it on Facebook. I said she asked me, and I put the ring on top of like my favorite X-Men comic at the time, and I put it on Facebook. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And
well, you guys got married like out of nowhere.
Sure did.
What the hell was that? What is that?
Definitely been planning that since the beginning.
You just were gonna run off and do it.
We've always talked about it. Like I kind of always wanted. I'm the girl in the relationship. I always wanted the big fancy wedding, and I wanted to be in my nice pretty dress and
a nice pretty suit.
Yeah, and then Gabby, she always wanted that too. She always think that would be a really good idea. But then like one day she came up to me and this was probably like a couple months into dating, and she's like, "What if we ever got married?" And I was like, "I would love that." She's like, "Should we run away and elope?" And I was like,
that's so not how that happened.
Well, like out of context.
I like how both of you are saying like that's not how it was. Let me tell you the real one.
I tend to summarize.
You summarized too much though.
Yeah, I tend to.
The whole reason why I was the one who proposed was because from the beginning, I made it very clear. He was the one who brought it up first. He was like, yeah, what if we ever move forward, getting married? Because he's the girl in the relationship. He's the one who's always like saying things like that, like what does the future look like, and things like that. So I would say, I hate marriage. I think it's stupid. I think it's the worst idea that mankind has ever had. You are tied legally to another human being. It is the worst decision you could ever make. I was very adamant about it the entire relationship. About a year in, he looks at me, and I think we were drinking a little bit. We were a little tipsy, and he goes, every time you diss marriage, every time you talk about how much you hate marriage and hate the idea of it, I take it as you never want to marry me, and you would hate to be married to me. And that's when I realized what I had been saying the entire time. I was like, wow, every time I ever said anything negative about it, he was hearing, I'm never going to marry you, and I never want to be that with you.
Yeah.
So I realized that in order to make him see that that was so not the case, that like I would have to be the one to propose to him.
We just got a sad react. I don't know who it was, but
sorry.
Thanks,
yes, that is sad. Like I never wanted to make him feel that way, and I was such a dick. I never even realized that that's what I was saying, because I had been married before.
Yeah.
When I was 18, and for a year, and it was horrible, and it was the worst experience of my life. And that's why I never wanted that again. But this was this is so different. Like we're best friends in the whole world. Like this is a whole different conversation, a whole different thing. So that's when I was like, you know what? He's never gonna propose to me, or maybe he will, but he's just gonna be terrified because I've been a kind of a bitch about it this whole time. So I was like, you know what? This is the 21st century, and you know what? I want to ask my best friend if he wants to be my best friend forever. So I think like a month after our son was born, I took him out for dinner, and I had the ring. Okay, yeah, so I had the ring underneath in my lap. It was in my purse, and I grabbed it from the purse and I put it in my lap. And we were talking about things, and then we started getting funny because it was a mosquito.
Yeah.
We started getting funny because we are always nonstop joking, but it was never the right moment to ask. So I just slowly put the ring back in my purse. So it wasn't an official moment where I was like, get down on one knee or anything. It was later that night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We were laying there and Maverick was awake. And
did it first.
Stop! Yeah, we did.
That's on
We
camera.
might have did it a couple times. Anyway,
Whoa, jeez.
so Maverick was awake and we were awake, and I had the ring underneath my pillow because I kept having it handy because I was like, wait for the right moment to jump on it.
Yep.
And this fucker puts his arm underneath the pillow.
That's how I sleep.
Because that's how he sleeps, apparently, and I never noticed before. So he slides his hand on the pillow, and he pulls it out, and he's like, he opens it, he's like, does this come with a question? And I go, does it come with an answer?
Aww.
And he goes, yeah. And
I fucking made her ask. So I actually I find the box, right? And I pull it out, and I'm looking at it, and she's like sitting there feeding Maverick, and she's just like I'm looking at her. She's looking at me, and I'm looking at her. I didn't even open the box yet, and we're just like looking at each other. And I'm looking at the box, and I open it.
A lot of feelings with that.
Yeah, there was.
Holy
It was
shit.
like a lot. Like I could just see the fluster storm in her face, and I was just like,
storm.
Yeah.
I was just,
Nice wording.
and I was just like, here it is, my big moment. And so I open it up, and I'm looking at it. And I'm looking at her, and that's what I said. I was like, well, does this come with a question? And she's like, well, does this come with an answer? I'm like, does it come with a question? And she's like, well, does it come with an answer? I'm like,
Oh my god.
like it went back and forth like this for like 25 minutes. No, but
Wow,
no, like
waste
it
of
was
time.
like 2 or 3 times. And then I was just like, are you going to ask the question? And she gulped. She's like, will you marry me?
God.
And I was like,
That was hard.
yes. Yeah.
Yes. Did you cry?
No.
What, really?
I
Damn.
did.
Yeah, I was gonna
When
say
I found out she was pregnant with
I
my
fucking
son, I
would've.
cried.
Yeah, that's
Right.
a cry moment. That's a
Yeah.
man cry moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I would say.
But when but yeah, then like I was super pumped, and I took pictures and I posted on Facebook, and I let everybody know that she asked me. And then,
It had to be that way, we've talked about this multiple times afterwards.
yeah.
That's how it had to have been done.
That's awesome. That's kind of why I wanted to have you guys on here, because you don't have like a super unconventional relationship, but you bend the normal rules, like not just the race thing, but like just with stuff like that. And I was telling her the other night, I ran into her at Slim's. I don't know if she told you, but she was telling me like about all these different, like just these aspects of your life, and I was just like you guys are a perfect fit. I couldn't picture it any other way with anybody else. Like this, it would be weird if this was something different.
Yeah.
Like you guys joke around so much, and that's awesome. And then you never ever air dirty laundry on Facebook or social media.
That's what
And I'm
our
sure you
biggest
guys
thing-
have fucking fights all the time. Maybe no.
No, I would
No?
say it would just like sometimes we don't see eye to eye on things.
Okay.
Or sometimes like it's a little bit of disagreement. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe in the past we have like actually fought, but we try to keep that aspect out of our life to stay happy.
God,
Usually taps out pretty quick.
that's really
Stop.
You're right.
Yeah.
That whole thing where like happy wife, happy life,
That's
like
my
that's
life.
like that's I don't think that you follow that though. I think you both realize, like, this is my thought, is that it shouldn't be happy wife, happy life. It should be happy together. It should be a team effort. You guys are a team, and you guys seem to follow that perfectly.
Well, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, yeah. You guys seem like just how you guys just explained it to me now. You guys, okay, I know what that is. I recognize the name for a second. You guys seem to like work things out, and you just talk it through, and you just don't. You do. It's not an argument. It's a, what's the word I'm looking for? A work.
Oh.
No, it's a work. It's a you're progressing towards you're resolving this before it even becomes an argument. But it's not even a definition of an argument. And you seem like two people that's how you guys work together, or you guys work separately like that. And then when you come together, it just works even better. And that's super rare. And the fact that like you guys found each other and got together, that's awesome. Because like how many couples out there one, how many couples end in divorce? How many couples end in horrible, tragic things where their kids are just fucking destitute and they can't rely on either of their fucking parents? God forbid. And then here you guys come in and you have these situations, you just make them work. Like that's what I'm seeing from an outside source, that you guys have your personality types are just problem solving. Usually it's one or the other, or you have to work for years and sadly maybe never figure that out. You never figure yourself out or your spouse, but you guys have already done that. Seems like it. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's how I've never talked to you both as a couple before, but that's how it seems from my point of view. And I feel like if I can pick that up in under 40 minutes, that's how it's got to be probably in real life.
Definitely is. I think whenever we do have our disagreements, we both look at each other after we get our initial gripe sessions out, and we do our little like bitch session where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm mad about, and he goes, all right, this is what I'm mad about, and I'm like, okay, all right. So moving forward, and then that you have to focus on what's going to happen from here on, because if you keep talking about the same thing over and over again, like, oh, you did this and this is why I'm mad, like you're never going to get anywhere. So we figured that out pretty early on. And like I said, because we were best friends first, it was more of like, all right, well, I don't really care about what it is that just happened. I just want to know how we're going to fix it. And we have way too many things to do for us to be worried about whatever the hell it is that we're mad about.
I don't like to be trendy, but I am going to use a common phrase that I keep seeing in the fucking Facebook. I want you to say it louder for the people in the back.
Yes.
I keep seeing that everywhere, and it's like, okay, relax.
I can get louder.
I could turn these up if you need me to.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, compromise. Yeah, it's like a compromise is a good word for it. Like there's give and take, but it feels like you guys even resolve it before the word compromise is even needed. You know,
well,
or like you understand that it's already a compromise. You don't have to say compromise.
Okay, so the biggest thing in any disagreement is when somebody is mad, it's easy to be mad back. You know, like if somebody is coming at you with anger or sadness and you're like, well, why are you like this? Why are you like this? And then it's easy to get upset and project that back.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
then when you are bickering with somebody and you guys are bickering back and forth, all you want to do is get your 2 cents in. But that person, all they want to do is get their 2 cents in. Nobody is listening to each other. Nobody is listening to understand, to make the compromise. That's what separates us from the pack. Because when we...
That's why we're awesome. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We listen to understand instead of listening to respond.
Exactly. Because when she comes to me and she's like, hey, Shawn, like, you know, X, and X is a problem. And then I sit here and I'm like, okay, let's change X, but I'm not going to change this X. Fuck yourself. And she's like, okay, fine, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know?
No, that's a really good explanation. Like, that's also why I wanted to have you guys on, because like you just seem like a successful couple. Like you seem like a good team, and part of me wanted to even just learn. I mean, I don't have a significant other right now, but like I want to learn from the future. And because, you know, I feel like no matter how old you are or how old your teacher is, you can always learn from them no matter what the age.
You can learn a new thing every single day if you actually put yourself to it. You know?
That's why I'm doing this. Really, honestly, is just I like doing this and I like talking to people, but like I feel like I would talk to so many varieties of people. I think that was on camera, maybe. That's fine. That's fine. No one saw that. No one's watching.
Right.
But actually, a lot of people are watching. But I think one of the biggest reasons why I subconsciously wanted to do this was just to learn, because like I have such a big variety of people coming on here and people that are signed up for in the future that I think is going to surprise some people. I've got a couple things planned, and I want people to learn, and I want people to know that they have something to share, especially you guys. I feel like your guys' message is really good, especially for young couples in this day and age, and even any couple of any age, you guys have a very, very good relationship and like a solid rapport. And I just wanted to get that out there on camera and on the microphone. I'm not saying that like I'm done. I'm just saying like that's what's in my head right now.
No, I think we realize that too. I mean, especially being in the industry I'm in, I collaborate with multiple different people of all different ages, mostly older, and I realized that I can't name more than maybe 2 or 3 couples who are genuinely happy.
Mm-hmm.
And they all seem to have the same thing in common. And this is something that in the last 2 years I've really just engraved in my own head. Like, it's usually, not to be sexist, but it's usually the woman who tells the man, you can't do this and this and this. You can't hang out with these people. You better not be talking to that person. You better not even think about going golfing or going to play Magic or going to watch a movie with that person. Like, you have to let the other person be the person they want to be and have their hobbies.
This is almost
Women
for
need
ex-coworkers.
hobbies so badly. And, okay, yeah, we can't say that. But yes,
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
it is. It's mostly to do with that. But, yeah, that's a huge thing. Like Shawn goes to play Magic. You've got hobbies and things that you like
Fucking
to do.
Magic.
Like,
Dude,
yeah,
that's where all my
he's a
money's
nerd.
tied up. Man.
Right. But he lets me do the things I want to do too. Like I go to movies with my friends, and I mean I have more guy friends than girlfriends, but he's okay with that, and he, it works. He trusts me. I trust him. Like we know we're not gonna lie to each other or cheat or do any of that like dumb shit because we know that at the end of the day, we love each other so much. We have an awesome family. We're not gonna do anything to impact that.
Exactly.
But that's the huge thing is that, if he tells me like, hey, I'm going to join this softball league that he's in right now, Thursday nights, like this last time, my entire family went out there. My mom, my grandma, my brother, my sister from LA, actually. We all went out there. We cheered him on. Jenny and Brian showed up and they went to the game. I had Cedric and Maverick, and it was kind of hard to watch the game because they were running around, but we all went out there to cheer him on. And it was never something where I was like, yeah, you can't do that because he has to have that. If your significant other is just completely frustrated and they're trapped. They can't do anything because you're telling them, oh, you have to watch the kids, or oh, I've been at home all day with them. You need to watch them because I need a break. And you just go sit on your ass and watch the TV. Like, honey, no. Like, you need to do something for yourself. And it's usually the women who do that. Not to be sexist, men sometimes I'm sure might do it too, but just because I'm more friends with men than women, I've seen more of the women be the people who are like, hey, you can't do this. You can't have these hobbies.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think it's that how you say that more the women are more controlling? Because I do agree with you. I do.
Same.
I mean, there's terrible men out there.
Women don't have hobbies. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why it is that women are so completely uninterested in anything fun. But why don't women tend to like sports and stuff like that? Like, I understand not everyone likes doing things like physical activities. Like, we went kayaking this weekend, and it's something I absolutely adore doing, like being outdoors and hanging out with everybody and having a good time outdoors. I know not everybody likes to do that, but if you don't like doing that stuff and if you're not interested in any of the things your husband or significant other is interested in, either fake it till you make it and get involved in something like March Madness or the fantasy football league that we joined last year.
You guys both did together?
We did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You ever watch a show called The League?
Oh, yeah.
It's so
dude,
funny. It's about a fantasy football league. Yeah, it's really funny.
Love to show me this.
You'd hate it.
Yes.
So.
I hate it.
But yeah, or just have your own hobbies. Like, I go to the gym almost every single day, man. I'm going to say maybe 3 days out of the week at this
You could have
point,
just said you did, and we would believe you.
Well, I have people who I go to the gym with, and they're going to be like, fuck, Gabby, are you... No.
You liar.
Like, quit playing.
Drop that phone. But yeah, no, like, I go to the gym all the time, or, I might call up some of my, other friends and be like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go to your gym for a while. And just plan activities. Always plan your week ahead.
Yeah.
Plan your month ahead.
Yeah.
Because if you're not excited for things throughout the month, you're going to live this boring, depressed life.
Yeah, you're going to be miserable.
You come home from work and you're like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time you're building your own sadness because you're not planning anything.
Yes. No, I 100% agree.
That's why this show is so nice, because you get to be excited for more people.
Whatever it is that you're excited about,
definitely.
you have to have something you're passionate about. If you have nothing that makes it in your life that makes you go from like, talking normally to like, oh my God, so this and this and this and this. If you have nothing that lights you on fire, that's probably where your depression's coming from, because maybe you haven't discovered what you love yet, but you're not trying either.
Mm-hmm.
You need to put yourself out there and go investigate things and get into hobbies.
Exactly.
Like in this
one of the
last
biggest
year.
things.
Okay.
Sorry, hon.
You're good. Go ahead.
So one of the biggest things that like it kind of blows people's mind is when we talk about our Vegas trip. When we went to Vegas, they're just like, "What'd you guys do?" And we're like,
"When was this?"
This was 2 months ago.
Yep. And the first thing we did when we got to Vegas, drove right to the mountains and went hiking.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just like, you were in Vegas, right? And we're like, yeah. But they have these awesome mountains that you can go hiking through.
Red Canyon. Oh my God.
Red Canyon.
Amazing.
And that was what we did. That was the first thing we did for hours. We just went out there and we went hiking, and it was probably the best part of the whole trip. I mean, like, Vegas was fun and all, but I mean...
Okay, so it was still
we got married in
That's awesome.
Okay, good.
We got married, but the hiking was the tits.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was amazing out there. I would go out there. We want to bring the kids out there to go hiking because there was no supervision. There was nobody saying, "Hey, you can't go back there."
Yeah.
We went down deep into the canyon.
But there's like rattlesnakes and shit out there.
She saw a sign that said that beware of rattlesnakes, and she looks at me and she's just like, "Shawn, are you serious?" And I'm just like, "I don't think they would put that up there for a joke."
For a joke, no,
Yeah.
no. In Utah, they're out in Utah, dude. I saw them. Not fucking around, man.
What I actually heard though, the rattlesnakes usually only come out towards nighttime.
Oh, okay.
Because they're usually it's usually too hot during the day, so they chill in the shade. And when the night starts to come, it actually gets quite cool. So then they want to come out onto a warmer surface. So they come to the sand or they come to the road, to try to heat up, and that's when you'll encounter a rattlesnake.
Okay. Because when I went out, I saw one. Like, it was on a trail. And
did you try to wrestle it?
No.
We were release it back into the wild and do a different spot.
Was I supposed to do that?
That's Steve Irwin.
No, we do. And he's dead.
Yeah.
It was a
R.I.P.
stingray. Yeah. No, we saw. I gotta answer this question quick. Yeah, Kia. I hope I'm saying that right. It's as soon as I click end, it uploads to this Facebook, my own Facebook, and then it will be able to watch. And then it's going to be up on SoundCloud later for audio only if you want to just listen to it and you don't have to watch it. And then it's going to be up on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel now, if you didn't know. It's going to be up on my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch it there if you don't want to watch it on my Facebook. It's all over, so... no, the guide saw it, and he's like, "Hey, you watching us?"
I am. I just jumped on.
You're boosting our views.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Now it's illegitimate.
Yeah.
The guide was like, "Oh, there's a snake." It was just coiled in the middle of the trail. Wasn't even moving. He took a long metal rod. He kind of wound it. No, he didn't kill it. He wound it up safely. Like, the snake coiled itself around the thing, like, non-aggressively. It was like giving a hug. And he put it off the thing, and he goes, "Okay, everyone pass." We all walked by it, and he kind of just gently shook it, and it got itself off, and we just kept walking.
You just kept looking back, though?
No, they're not that, they strike, but apparently, they don't move super like lightning. They're not like those Jesus lizards that can, run across the water. It was just really just kind of sitting, being a snake.
Right.
And then we just kind of moved away from it, and that was it. But they're out there, dude. I was in the mountains in Utah.
Are they venomous or poisonous?
The rattlers, they're venomous.
Okay.
Yeah. And the dude had anti-venom, too. The vials were really... It's there's a couple grand in here, so if anyone gets bit, please don't. It's expensive. Yeah. But,
it's cheaper to die at that point.
Oh, my God. I keep seeing videos about ambulance rides in America compared to, France or Europe or some shit. And an ambulance ride, this guy rode an ambulance, it was $8 grand, I think, or 8 or 6, I forget. And then
that sounds right, though.
He said, he's like, I took an Uber instead.
Yes, people are taking Ubers now instead of taking ambulance rides.
And then
I believe it.
The Uber guy was like, I didn't really mind that I was taking this to the hospital. However, this dude was hurt, so he needed to go. It wasn't what if someone was called him up and they were ODing? you have to take certain like steps to make sure this person's okay. You have to either elevate their legs or make them sit up or some shit or whatever. The guy's like, I'm not fucking trained to do this, and if he dies in my car, I'm going to prison. Because I'm an accessory to murder or some shit like that. Some weird charge.
I feel like if your friend is ODing, you should not call an Uber.
Yeah.
Just full disclosure here.
Yo, let me pull up this app quick. 911.
Fuck,
fuck
XL
yourself.
or
Yeah.
those cheapers. Let's go with the pool.
Yeah.
The lift.
Lift.
Dude, yeah, I can't. I don't know if any of that shit is true though.
No, I do believe it though, because it's ridiculous how much an ambulance ride is. Thankfully, we've got amazing insurance. Like his entire trip that we just went through was going to be like $100 copay. But there are people who don't have insurance or who have really shitty insurance.
I love that.
I completely understand why you would be willing to spend a couple extra minutes in pain versus getting to the emergency room right away.
Yeah, people are tougher than they think. Just sit through it.
To save yourself
So I
thousands
did.
upon thousands of dollars.
I was dead. I was legally dead in my truck, and I was like, "Don't pass out."
Wait, what?
No, I wasn't.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna show you this before. This is the crime scene photo.
Oh fuck!
Is
I don't know if I want to look. I got a thing about blood, dude.
No, well, okay, you probably don't want to watch it then. But like,
Oh, whoa!
that's the driveway I walked up to, and I did not see Shawn at first.
That's a lot of blood. Holy shit!
That's a lot of
Oh
blood.
my god!
I mean, these are on my Facebook. You guys can see them there.
Holy
I
shit!
was terrified.
The two puddles at the end are real, and it's still shiny, so it's like thick.
Still,
This is after
we got
it was
back
actually.
from
And look at him
hospital.
standing
That was
there. He's like,
after we came back from the hospital.
So
too.
it was worse when I had actually got there first. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
pull up, and this is after he tells me that, like, I cut myself. I'm starting to pass out. And I'm like, all right, pass the phone to Jack. I'm like, Jack, how does Shawn look? And Jack's like, it's pretty bad.
He looks fucked.
So
Holy
Gaby and I had
shit.
just gotten back from a walk. So we get in the car. I'm like, oh my god, I can't find my keys. And finally grabbed my spare keys, and I just ran straight over to where they were. And the first thing I see is these puddles of blood everywhere, and I don't see Shawn.
You said crying.
No, I was more
Oh,
like,
wow.
where the fuck?
She
are
came
you?
up and she picked me up. She threw me on her shoulders, and she's like, "Saddle
We're
up, cowboy."
leaving. We're leaving. What's this? It's this Jeanette shit.
$30,500. All they did was drive me to the hospital. Yeah, that's
Oh
real.
my
Yeah,
god.
that's my sister-in-law.
Okay.
She watches our kid.
Okay.
She's amazing.
That's cool. I mean, god damn, that's not cool about the ambulance ride though. Holy hell,
Now you know.
Yeah.
that's really bad. Oh man, I thank God I have a godly immune system because I'm never sick and I don't do anything crazy.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this is wood.
plastic.
This is
Like
plastic.
a
This whole table is like $30. So
Nice.
I don't.
table.
Thank
Can't beat
you.
a good sale, you know.
I don't even have a kitchen table, but I have a podcast table. God damn it.
Hey, priorities.
I did, but it was hers. So, but wow, that's $35,000. Fuck.
I think we spent like $900 on a nice kitchen table with 6 chairs.
I think we only bought it because it reminded us of Lord of the Rings.
It's nice.
Did it have like in designs in the side of it or something?
It
No,
was just,
I
like,
scratched it
hardwood
right
and
away
things,
though,
yeah.
so she was really
Ooh.
excited about that.
Oh no! I noticed a lot of people are buying like the cherry wood stuff now, like the
I
dark.
love cherry wood.
Yeah,
Dark
but
cherry
but you
wood.
can scratch it so easily because
Yes.
it shows up.
You can
Yeah,
go
but
walnut.
she's got the walnut trick.
The what?
You rub a walnut on or like a nut, and then it just
It buffs it right
buffs
out.
it right out. Pretty much, it covers it at least, so it doesn't keep getting scratched.
Weird. I didn't know that. Huh. Oh.
She is amazing. She knows a lot.
Did you
I think
Google
you're talking
it?
me up too much.
No, she was actually taught that.
No, my grandpa was really big into woodworking.
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
so, yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. You guys have any notes or questions or like stuff you want to talk about or get out or just kind of chit chat about?
You leave the coffee pot on in the mornings. I just wanted to tell you that. Like, you need to stop
I
doing that.
did
That's
it
really
for
all I wanted
you,
to address to you
because-
Addressed-
I wanted you to have hot coffee.
I just don't
turns
drink coffee
out-
anymore.
Have you have you ever watched The Office? You guys ever watched that
Yes.
show?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the one where Michael burned his foot or he cooked his foot?
Yes.
I
And
like
he's
to
like-
have bacon in the morning.
Yeah,
so just,
he wakes up to the smell and sound of it. He gets up at like 6 and he lays it on the Foreman grill next to his fucking
I
bed.
wouldn't be mad about that.
Then-
You can feel free to make me bacon. in the
That's
morning.
so dangerous though.
Yeah.
They did
She
that.
would not be happy if I did that every morning.
Dude, have you grilled your bad finger
no,
somehow?
No, because she would have been like, Shawn. She would have got real serious. She would have been like, it was cute the first 2 days. I'm trying to exercise.
He's the worst when it comes to like dieting. Like I usually have Caesar salads and I eat nothing but like bell peppers with ranch for lunch. Like I'm pretty heavy on the whole diet thing.
She'll come home and the dinners that I make compared to the dinners she
He's
makes.
terrible. He's a wonderful cook and he knows it.
So I'll have like
And he
pasta,
makes the best
mashed potatoes, and she's like, Shawn, I have to eat this.
Now I have to.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like pissed off at him and I'm just eating my amazing dinner and I'm like, I fucking hate
I'm
you
like,
right
carbs help with
Yeah.
the bulk.
Carb load.
Oh my god. You sound like somebody I know. Matt
Matt
Stolfish.
Stolfish.
Yeah, let's just say his fucking name. He's watching, I
Calling him
think.
out
He
right
better
now.
be watching.
One of the previous comments said that I should have the guy on that fucking called me out.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
You know,
And
actually,
then you
Talk to him
should just
about what
talk to
really
him and
happened.
then call him out.
the day he did it, he was super drunk. You all right? The day
Yeah,
he did it,
fit.
he was super fucking hammered. And then the next day, he messaged me and he apologized. And it was, it was pretty heartfelt. Like he said, he's in a really dark place, and he said he really shouldn't have done it. He's more embarrassed than anything. I was like,
That's good.
I guess. And I've seen him out at bars a few times, and he's bought me beers and apologized and shit. And I'm like, it's really okay, man. Like you kind of changed me for the better. You know, like you said, you clean it up.
But did he apologize for what he said and regretted what he said, or did he apologize for being so straightforward in the manner in which he said it?
I don't remember. I mean, I could pull the message up, but I don't know. I don't want to. It's just, if he meant it or not, doesn't matter. I mean, it helped me in a positive way, and I'm grateful. But it's still, I was really, really depressed for like a long time after he did that because it just pointed it out. You know, it was a hard fucking wake up call. Yeah, it was a hard lesson, a hard wake up call.
That's so shitty though, because you were hilarious, and yeah, sometimes it was.
I was.
The
Were.
Ariana Grande one was pretty bad. I think that's the one that.
That
put
was
some
the
people over
one.
the
That
edge.
was it. That was it. He's like,
Kids
children
died.
died. Children fucking died.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but if we don't have, okay, and I'm not endorsing.
how many die of
that.
starvation every fucking day in Africa? What are you doing about it?
If we don't have a sense of humor about any of these things, I mean, come on.
Have your best friends wait outside. Once he apologizes and you shake hands, all of your friends can come in and shake cowbells at him shouting shame, as in Game of Thrones. Have you ever seen that episode where they make her walk naked?
Yes.
I
And
did.
yeah, actually, if you look at that, that's seasons 1 through 4, and that's how every major character dies in a certain art style, with the last one being the saddest because Tywin Lannister was my favorite character, and he died on the fucking toilet. Sorry if you haven't seen
Why
it.
was
What?
he your favorite character?
Because
Out of curiosity.
he had the best acting. Charles Dance, who plays him, made me break into tears multiple times. Do you remember the scene where he told Tyrion why he saved him? He said, I walked into the ocean with you in my arms, and I was going to drown you, but I looked into your eyes and I walked back. That got to me
remember
like
that,
really
but-
bad. And he
Well,
cried,
okay.
and then fucking Tyrion shot him with a crossbow while he was on the toilet. If you remember that. And his last line he said to him, he says it in the book, and I don't know if he says it in the show, but he goes, "Now hurry up and die. I have a boat to catch." It was so fucking
I
baller.
like Tyrion.
Fucking Tyrion's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know
I hate it.
Are you guys caught up? Tywin?
Oh,
Yeah.
you hated Tywin? You're supposed to,
yeah. Yeah,
because he's a horrible person. But I
Yeah.
liked him because he was the true king. Fucking Joffrey was a puppet, but he was a true king.
Oh yeah.
And then the acting in this one scene where he's walking around Joffrey's dead body, and he goes, he's got little Tommen with him, and he goes, this king, and he listed all these previous kings over the last 100 years of like their attributes and why they were successful, but then they died. And they would list off why they died. And he said, like, Gorgon the Powerful was too arrogant. And Tommen got all these questions right. And Tywin was such a cocky fuck that he was kind of quizzing him and just kind of knocking him back. And he goes, what did all the three of these kings lack? And Tommen goes, wisdom? And Tywin goes, yes, it was wisdom. And he was like so shocked that this little kid had like the makings of a good king. And then he kills himself when his wife dies.
Okay, so the only thing I've
Sorry
ever
for
read,
spoilers, by the way.
the only
everybody.
thing I've ever read really my whole life is comic books.
Yeah.
I have a very hard time reading a full page of text.
nothing wrong with that.
It's just always something that always got to me. But fuck, I just fucked up my contact.
Are you all right?
Yeah. But I was told by a buddy of mine that one thing that you do not see in the series that you read in the book is that if you're born of incest, you are either 100% evil or 100% good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why there was such a big difference between Joffrey and Tommen.
Okay.
Because Joffrey was such an evil piece of shit.
Yeah.
And Tommen, all he ever did was things for good.
Comic nerd. True.
Well, that's fine. That's
I remember
good.
when you told me that, I started realizing it as I was watching the show.
Yeah,
Because you told me that halfway into
Tommen was a sweetheart.
me watching everything. So yeah.
He even like defied at times. He did the opposite of what his mother and other Lannisters wanted him to do because he knew it was right. And he had Marjorie with him. I remember when
smoke show.
I hate that they killed her. Oh my god.
They killed a lot of people during that.
She was way too attractive to die.
Yeah,
Guys,
her
I
eyes
love
are too
you.
far
I gotta
apart.
take a $5. I fucked up my eye.
You're good, man.
My
Go ahead.
contact.
Marjorie's eyes.
Bathroom's right around the corner.
I said the same thing.
Marjorie's eyes, Natalie Dormer or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Her eyes are just too far apart, but that's her look. That's her thing. Like that, you know her when you see her. But yeah, that was like such a heavy episode when they blew up the Great Sept of Baelor, and then Tommen saw it and he just jumps out the fucking window. That was so heavy, dude. I'm so like we got a year. We got a fucking year before it premieres.
See, I didn't get into Game of Thrones because I was like, all right, I'm not trying to do this. And my boss and everyone at work was heavy into it. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started watching it and I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
It got pretty addicting. I mean, after Ned Stark died, I was like, I don't know if I want to see this. It's too depressing. But Shawn's like, push on through it. You'll like it. You'll like it. And I was obsessed.
I don't know if you knew this, but there's when they show his head on the spike, and he goes, "Look at it till it pleases me." You look really carefully. One of the heads in the row they're fake, but it's George Bush.
Really?
One of his head is on the fucking spike. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dormer, literal rabbit from Space Jam. Oh, Lola the bunny.
Yeah.
Why? What is that? What is up with like? I've seen a lot of girls doing that cosplay, or not cosplay, but like that dressing up as Lola the bunny from Space Jam. I think it's just because we all saw when we were kids, and now that we're grown up, we like they get to slut around like her. But I remember like I think every kid my age had a crush on Lola Bunny, even though she's a cartoon.
I just saw Space Jam for the first time in my life.
You good, man?
2 or 3 months ago.
Dude, nailed it.
Awesome.
And I thought she was just over sexualized. You wouldn't see that nowadays in cartoons. Like I'm watching more of like 21st century or not 21st century, more like 2017, 2018 cartoons with my kids now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see anything like that on there.
Well, now the cartoons don't have genders.
That's
They're heading
weird.
towards that.
Yeah, and that's
You ever heard of Steven Universe?
Mm-hmm.
That's got really famous for the fact that you can't tell if the main character is a boy or a girl. And they did that way the fuck before this whole gender thing started happening. They did it a long time ago. I don't know when, but whatever it started, that's when they started doing the gender fluidity thing. And they did it, I think, by accident. They just were like, oh, it'll appeal to more people. And they're being hailed as the pioneer that started all that. And it's not a bad thing. Like, it's just they were on to something, and now it's a cartoon that's more accessible.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like girls and boys can watch it. Dude, Ed, and Eddie was my shit.
Yeah,
that's all I cared about.
That
got me started working. Fucking look at the board.
Butter doors.
There's a huge message board.
Ed, Eddie. That was such a good show.
Oh yeah, and it's. I think it was the longest running Cartoon Network original show of all time. I think it still is. It ran for.
The whistle song? Like I every time it played, like I had to whistle along with it.
No.
Or something. You don't remember it?
How about you whistle it for us?
I can try.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm like smiling too much.
Don't smile.
No, I can't do it. You don't remember it?
You don't have to if you don't want
It's
to. Oh yeah.
That's how like the beginning of it went.
That That show makes no sense.
It doesn't, but that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah. What? Wait, Ed, Edd n Eddy? Or
Yeah,
is she talking about Ed, Edd n Eddy or Steven Universe? Because I've never actually
Ed, Edd
seen
n
Steven
Eddy.
Universe. I've watched like analysis of it, but Ed, Edd n Eddy, no, it's about developing work ethic when you're young to get jawbreakers and candy.
Yeah,
And that's kind of what I do when I'm 27. I work to get candy, so.
pretty much.
I went to-
That's actually pretty deep. You know,
I-
like, it's snap worthy.
I went to fucking Ryan Bortner's place the other day. He's like, come over and have some burgers. I'm like, do you need me to bring anything? He's like, just bring whatever. I bought him a big bag of fucking candy. I'm like, here you go. Whenever I would hang out with Charlie, if I would go over to their place, I would bring out like a bag of candy. That's just what I bring. I'm like, you can't say no to this shit.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of candy? Like, we're talking
Anything,
chocolates
any-
or bomb or
Assorted stuff,
Okay,
yeah. Like,
cool.
I think it was Baby Ruth's, 100 Grands, Crunch Bars, and
The good shit.
That's what cookouts have been missing.
Yes.
Is a dessert. I
Stay-
hate when you just have nothing but straight up
just
like
open up a
meats.
big fucking
Steven
bowl and
Universe.
dump all the candy in there. You don't even have to unwrap it.
Our kids would have a field day with that.
Sugar Rush. Steven Universe. Yeah, I've never watched it, but I've seen like a lot of like big podcasts talk about it because it's a pioneering show by accident, you know. And I didn't know. Yeah, see, I love it. that show. And then they went to school for a while. Do you remember that? When they started going to school? Every season it was summer. Because
Yeah.
it's like, what are you going to do in the winter? A couple
Yeah.
times there was a winter episode, but then they started going to fall, and someone was like, go to school. I think the rumors that someone wrote in, why aren't they in school? And then the guy was like, you just gave me like 60 episodes more of material. I can't believe I never thought of going to school. And they sent them all to school. And they wore sweaters and shit, and they did scams in school. It's perfect.
I don't think I ever saw those ones.
That's when I stopped watching. And then one day I was homesick from school, and they had a marathon called the Best Day Edder. Get it?
Oh.
Yeah, and they played every episode from the first one to the last, and they've aired the final episode. And it was
Now.
They were walking home from a failed scam, and the Canker sisters were messing with Double D, and they were just
Double
so
D.
that's her name, his name.
Yeah.
And they
Who
got
knows, actually.
right under that hat. You don't fucking know.
Yeah.
He never took that off, never. And
Or she.
yeah, it's all the same. And and finally, they were just like, fine, you know what? They're gonna mess with him, let it go. And then finally, Eddie freaked out and beat the shit out of the Canker sisters, which it's always the other way around. And he threw him in the trailer, and he's like, you know what? You're my friend, and they shouldn't mess with you. And that's the first time he ever admitted that. And it was also in the last episode. And then that's
I
how
gotta see this.
they all three of them just were like, Eddie, the little guy, he admitted, he's like, you guys are my friends, you know, like, I didn't ever want to admit it, but like, you have to know that. So there you go. What do you want from me? That's it. And they hug him, and they all just kind of walk off, and that's the last episode. It's pretty awesome, actually. And then there's a movie, but I never saw that one.
No.
They made a movie where Eddie's brother actually shows up. Yeah. So that's cartoons.
Yeah.
I might have a
That
few.
was an
I have a
awesome show. I like the one where they grounded Ed and they just took away the stairs to his.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that was dark.
Okay,
Remember when they
these
were
are good
looking at it?
ideas
They're
for
like,
punishments.
"You're gonna take out the whole stairs."
Yeah.
Fuck. I think Kevin Hart's got a bit where he's like, "We're taking." His dad got mad at him on Christmas Eve, and so he started taking the tree down. He's like walking around the tree, taking the lights. I was like, "Gonna be dark ass Christmas in here. You guys are gonna learn today." Just fucking unwinding the lights. Like, no, please.
Wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I guess.
Stop! You can't do that live.
I saw. This is going to be a really. Did you guys know that the odds of being a human being are 400 trillion to 1?
Well, we tried to naturally conceive a dog, but we
Didn't
had
work
a
out,
son instead.
We did.
What? What did you do?
We were hoping for a puppy.
Yeah. We were hoping for a velociraptor for some point there, and then they told us it was a little boy, and we're like, well, we'll take it.
You know, this is going to be on air that you were like, okay, I guess we're having a son.
Yeah.
And then you can show him and be like, well, this is what we thought of you. Show him to him on like graduation day, like when he's 18. Go out into the world. Good luck, slugger. Knowing that we kind of didn't really want you.
Like we we were at softball the other day, and we wandered off, and we were like, "It's fucking been a good run, buddy."
At the end of The Office, don't Ryan and Kelly leave their kid?
Yes.
That's
Ryan.
so fucked up.
Ryan and Kelly leave their kid, but
They
but
leave
that
their
one
fucking
blonde
kid.
UK girl is like, if you need us, we'll be. Or she's like, if you need us, we'll be somewhere in London. And then she like walks away with the kid. So she takes Ryan's kid.
No, I think she takes it, but subconsciously, right? Or
No,
was it real? Like she
takes
stole the fucking
child.
baby.
Well, because the doctor that Kelly was married to was holding the kid because Ryan gave the kid strawberries and made him have an allergic reaction. So he went up to the doctor and he's like, "Hey, can you take a look at my kid? Something's wrong with him. He can barely breathe." So the doctor's like, "Okay, don't you want to come with us?" And Ryan's like, "No, I'm gonna take a break, but thanks." So the doctor goes inside with the baby and he goes over to Kelly and he's like, I'm sorry, I had to make some kind of distraction. I had to come over by you because, and then I'm in love with you or whatever. And Kelly's like, you gave your baby an allergic reaction on purpose just to talk to me. And there's like a second pause, and he goes, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh
they
my
start
God.
making out, and then they literally run away with each other on that same day.
That's so fucked up.
So
She's correct.
I have never actually like sat down and watched like The Office. Like Gaby puts it on for background noise, and she's probably watched it all like 5 or 6 times, but because she puts it on for background noise, she misses episodes and she doesn't really see it all, like. And so when I'm watching it with her, it's like I'll sit down and watch it. I'll see a couple episodes, but I've every now and again when she's watching it for the 13th millionth time, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this one. And then she'll go through it all again, and I'll miss all these other episodes when it starts over again.
So you just got to keep catching them.
Yeah,
on the way
exactly.
around. Tori says that she took the kid because she couldn't adopt.
Yes, that was her backstory.
Oh, Jesus God.
I forgot what her name was. The one that everyone hated.
Oh, I like her.
I remember. I think she had a really nice rack though. So
That might, yeah.
Go with the brown hair.
Google British chick from Office.
Red hair.
Google British chick from Office. I mean, I could, but I'm the host, so
What's
I can't
that
do it.
story? I bet you she knows.
Does she?
I actually don't know who that is. She added me like a year or two ago, and I'm like, do I know you? She's like, I don't think so. I'm like, okay. I usually just accept everybody anyway.
Nice. Well, she's a viewer.
Nellie Bertram.
She seems nice enough.
Her name is Nellie.
Does she have a nice
Nellie.
rack? Google rack. Don't actually Google rack.
Don't actually.
You can if you want. It's your phone. I was gonna say this might be weird to admit, but I was cruising through Instagram a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's all right. 7 out of 10. I was. Is this like true? Is this true that like when women are pregnant they glow?
Yeah.
Is it?
They're sweaty.
I
think that might be the glow.
Well, I was okay. So like, I see a lot of girls are like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful" when a girl's pregnant. Yeah. That's like primarily a woman thing. But I was actually. Oh my God.
We lie to each other because we know what it's like, or we guess what it's like, so we lie and we're like, "Oh yeah,
that's
you're so
me."
Pretty. But in reality, most pregnant women just look sweaty, fat, gross, and they
with the hippo ankles.
Yeah.
I know about hippo ankles.
So Gaby, I felt like watching her get pregnant. It was like
the day of conception, or
wow.
I was just looking at her naked body, and then watching
the pregnancy process of the 9 months. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, like I did not see her physically gain weight.
It was just the baby bump.
I was at 184 pounds the day I delivered my.
Holy shit! It's actually that's up there.
I got down to 129.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, and here's the thing though. A lot of people have, like, last year when I had lost most of the weight, like, right away because I was nursing, I lost 30 pounds. And my colleague looked at me and he's like, so I saw on your Instagram that you put that you lost 30 pounds. He's like, seriously? Like, I never thought you even looked that big at all. And I'm like, well, first of all, I wouldn't really post a lot of pictures, and I wore a lot of baggy clothes because I still do even to this day because it's more comfortable. But I feel like a lot of people didn't even realize how big I'd gotten just because I was so pregnant.
Okay, so then
But it
that was the
bad.
thing.
It was
Like,
horrible.
I never even realized, any of it. I was just like, like, this is my beautiful fiance. Like, this is what it is, and then all of a sudden she's just like a photo will pop up. And sometimes I won't even notice it in the photo. Like, it'll pop up on the this time last year. She's like, Shawn, look at that photo of me then and look at me now. And I'm just like, all right, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably something that you don't realize until it's after it's over and you have to look back on it.
Okay, and then so here's the other thing too. I mean, like, she's worked so hard in the gym. She's put in all this time and work to have this gorgeous figure that she's got.
Get out of here.
And and when I see those photos of her being pregnant, I still think that was gorgeous because she's there carrying my son.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, she's like, Shawn, I don't look like this. She flexes, like, okay, like I can see where that would be kind of discouraging, especially for a woman, because like, I feel like women are way worse at everything than guys. Like, you could look at me and be like, oh, that's Shawn, and I'll look at you and be like, oh, that's Mitch. When a girl would look at another girl and be like, oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
Like, she's fucking this and she is that and she is this.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's weird that like a lot of women say like they've got it really tough, and that you do, don't get me wrong, but I think it's kind of just shocking how bad women cut each other down so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of your adversity, I think it comes from other women just hating on other chicks.
That's definitely true. This is why I really sincerely do not have a lot of female friends, because they tend to be very, unfortunately, catty. They tend to be very gossipy. They don't like when you're doing better than. Actually, a lot of people, and this is for men and women, friends do not like when you're doing better than them. And I'm not saying that I'm the most successful person in the world, but I hold myself to a high standard of having a good job, good everything, good home, good vehicles. Like, we like to be better. We like to work really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So when we used to have friends who, maybe they were okay. They're very sedimentary lifestyles where they're okay with being kind of turtles. Where they're like okay going slow and just kind of doing whatever, having jobs that were leading nowhere. Then we talk about our things that we've got going on, not to brag about it, but because it's what our lives are consist of, and we can't relate to them, and then they end up hating us for it. And with women, it's just so much worse. I have a lot of friends who, let's say for example, some of them are stay-at-home parents, and I'm talking about work and how I'm traveling to this place, and like, oh, I was in Kentucky for the whole week and this and that, and I'm talking about all these business trips and like all these opportunities that are coming up, and how I was in a board meeting for this, and I ran this other event, and it's like
she had to go to this social event and schmooze clients.
Yeah, like there's no.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Relation, like they can't relate to me. I can't relate to them. They end up being very catty about it. They end up saying things that I don't think are, like, I don't think that they're called for. Do you ever get that shit where they're like, where you're talking about you're traveling because you do travel a lot? You ever get that shit? Do they ever say, "Oh, must be nice to travel so much"? Must be nice to be away from your kids. Must be nice breaks.
That's the one. That's the one we get. Like, wow.
And that not only drills you on that not only hurts like shit on a professional level. Like, this is my fucking job. What are you talking about? Then they bring the kid thing into it, and they make you feel like a bad mom on top of it. Like, that would fucking hurt. Yeah. I mean,
not really. I had plenty of male colleagues. Not a single one of them was ever asked, "Do you miss your kids when you're gone?" It was more of like, "Oh, you travel for work. Cool." But for me, it was like, "Who's taking care of your children right now?" And I got asked that question 1,000 times by every almost employee who'd even come to me at our office out of state. Like, "Oh yeah, where are your kids?" Or, "What's your home life? Are you married?" I'm like, really? Like, I'm here to do something. Like, you just let me get this done. Don't go there. And whenever people would hear that I travel for, they're like, "Oh, don't you have kids?" Yep, I do.
And I'm still doing all this shit, yeah.
Because it's pretty ridiculous, what the kind of shit people say to you.
Thank God that women have that problem, because if it was me, if someone tried to throw shit at me like that, I can be creative quick. Like I can come up with shit pretty fast. I'm pretty sharp when it comes to insults too. Like I'd fucking lose my job if I was you. I would have lost my job a billion times over because someone has said that shit to me. I'd have been like, I'd fire right back. I won't say where I work, but I was in a new department in my work, and I was being not trained, but this kid's like, just stand around. I got to go do something. I said, well, is it okay if I come with you? I just want to kind of learn. He goes, all right. So he's like, okay, so this is this area and this is for that. I'm like, okay, And I did that the whole day. And then later on, the supervisor saw me, and they're like, he's like, you trying to hold this guy's hand the whole time? And I'm like, what? He goes, you're just walking so close to him and look like you're trying to hold his fucking hand. We don't really like that shit around here. I was this fucking close to saying, well, maybe your white trash redneck piece of shit fucking ass forgot what it was like to want to learn. I didn't say it, obviously, but I thought that the second in my head he said that. I'm like, bite your tongue, dude. Like,
I get that too. You have to suppress it.
But you're probably way better at it
That's
than
why
guys.
I work construction. So
You do the same shit. You're probably real quick with that shit, like a cobra. Like, you can't fucking hold it back. And I'm sure if dudes say shit to you, you can say it back, and then you just stand there and go. You just kind of look at each other, and then eventually you got sledgehammers there. You can't fuck around.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like where I work, I mean, it's just like when we're on the job site, it's like I'm my foreman's right hand man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if somebody fucking backcocks me, I'm just like, listen here, you little fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah. You got to be quick. And like, thank fucking God that women take on such a burden of things, and they deal with it so much more gracefully than men.
She is a fucking gem, I'll tell you.
In person,
what?
yeah, but then
I said
call
jab.
Shawn.
No, she's Mexican.
Yeah,
so
a brown jab.
No, then I call
That's not
Shawn
a real
and I tell
thing.
him what I meant to say to the other person who wanted to talk shit about me.
You get it out that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty vicious when it comes to that stuff.
No,
Yeah.
she'll be like, they said this, and then I said this, and I'm like, you said that? She's like, no,
In my head.
Yeah.
In my head.
Yeah.
In my head, I was.
Let's address these comments quick. This Tori says, I lost 50 pounds when pregnant. Everything can be very crazy for every woman.
I'm just kidding.
Damn. I think she was being supportive.
I know she was. I was just being a
Yeah, I
dick.
think wait, like I lost 10 pounds the first 2 months, and then I gained everything back.
Shanette, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Shanette. They do in the beginning increase of hormones release of endorphins and dopamine is clinically proven.
Oh, as far as like pregnant people getting.
Yeah, I think that's what she was
your
talking
hair
about.
gets fuller. You get your skin gets clearer because you have such a good amount of estrogen kind of pumping through you for a while. And some women keep that. Most women lose hair. Lose hair, lose vitamins, your skin becomes gray.
Oh, especially with breastfeeding?
With breastfeeding.
You talked about that when I first had you on. You were like, your nails would break.
Yes, actually.
Oh,
they
it
still kind of hurt. I'm
sucks.
still dealing with the vitamin loss, but I would recommend taking your prenatals until, actually just take them forever because those are really good for you. But yeah, that's a very real thing.
Everyone who's pregnant, I hope, heard that.
Yeah.
Take advice from somebody who's been through it.
And my kids are brilliant, so what can I say?
The reason I bought the pregnancy thing up is because I was going through Instagram and I actually saw this girl who's pregnant. I'm like, it's the first time I ever saw a girl who's pregnant that I was just like, she's gorgeous. I don't think pregnant people are ugly, but I'm just like, oh, you're
I
pregnant.
don't find them specifically like sexually.
Oh, no, it's an empowering thing. It's like, I couldn't do that. Holy shit, that's amazing. Look at the strength. And then not just physically, but mentally. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, okay, she's pregnant. Yep, that's a burden. Shit. Good luck. Swipe. And I see one, I'm like, she's gorgeous. Oh my God. I'm not gonna say who it is, obviously.
Say who it is.
Fuck no.
No.
She's probably watching right now. It's no one who's left a comment, I'll just say that. But I saw one, I'm just
Okay,
like,
out of the people who are
wow.
watching, how many are
Okay,
pregnant?
time out.
what's up?
Would you raise her child?
I have talked to this girl maybe 3 times in my life.
Okay.
So probably not.
Okay.
I think she's happily married.
Oh.
They did the marriage and then they waited and then they had they got the marriage and then they got the house and then they did the kid. So they did it in like very specific order.
Oh, that's decent.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up the odds of being a human being are 4 in a trillion to 1. Something cool I heard. Some motivational speaker was talking about that. He goes, you're supposed to be here if you're a person. If you can have the feeling that you don't matter, you do matter because you're able to have the feeling. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. You guys already knew. I just wanted to bring it up just for the.
There's a philosopher.
The populace.
Who really touched on that, the importance of feeling like an existential being. That I am who I am because I am. There was like a quote about that.
Is it Socrates?
Probably Socrates.
It's always him. I meant if you look.
Played soccer.
I forget if it's Socrates or Aristotle, but one of them held back modern day thinking for like 500 years. The way that he like taught, like slowed down the progress of technology in Greece, and Greece was like the capital of the world at the time. So we should have like flying fucking people right now, but instead we don't because of fucking whatever this guy's name is. They like mathematically proved it. I think it doesn't matter. I don't really have anything after that. I just write down random facts because I do this 90% of this shit's like off the top of my head. With you, I had like 2 questions, and then we ended up going for 2 hours.
I know, that was awesome. I didn't even mean to talk that much.
No, that's good. The fact that we got to an hour and a half. I have had a lot of people saying they're like drop it to 2 hours and then like drop it to an hour and a half. I really don't have any other like questions. If you guys want to talk about anything else, or I'm willing to. We can cut it here if you want.
I went last time. That's all you got?
You guys opened up. Like, you guys had some moments. Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what it's about. I mean, like, if you can really get out what needs to be said, I mean,
yeah,
that's the importance. And I mean, being honest out here is the real thing. Like touching base on important subjects and important facts. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, like, if you can get everything out in a timely manner, because that was okay. So one of the biggest things in the 60s and 70s when the radio was so popular, and all these bands, like all the famous ones, like the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Floyd, and all that shit, they're coming out with these songs, especially Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. They're coming out with these songs that are 4, 5 minute, 6 minute songs. And all these other people are learning from that because people on the radio are trying to cram all of this into one day. And if you have all these songs that are that long, you're cutting out time for everything else. For advertisements and money. Yep. Exactly. So, I mean, when the radio was coming about like that, they didn't want to play songs that were going to be that long. So that's why music started becoming 2.5 minutes to 3 minute songs. So, I mean, that's when you cram everything together. And if you can get your message through into a short song, and somebody can still listen to it and enjoy it, that's all you really need. True. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed this. Like, this was one of the best ones. I think this probably will be the best one I've done up to this point. Because, like, and I've said, like, I like different ones that I've done. Wow. I like different ones that I've done for different reasons. Yeah. But in general, I've liked the one that I did with you the most because we hit on so many topics. And I actually learned things from you. She's so brilliant. Like, yeah, you are. You're all right. I know, right? Dude, I know. Like, I'm all right, but it's like she. No, you're cool, man. I'm really happy. Like, you guys came on as a unit because that's what I wanted. I wanted, like, basically just to talk about, like, the marriage. Like, you guys are a couple like my age, and I wanted to have you on for like a personal reason, just to like learn from somebody who just got married. Because honestly, like, my best friend Dave has been married for coming up on like 8-9 years, and that's, I don't know, that's a little out of my wheelhouse. Like, I've been hanging out with them since they got married. They have a lot of shit down. They've gotten a lot of stuff ironed out. I'm not saying you guys don't, but they've been at it longer, And like, to have someone come on who just went through it, and like, because I remember before you guys even dated, I knew both of you before you guys met each other. I knew you through Matt. I knew you way.
I knew you through Stolfus, and I knew you from the Koenig's family. I mean, we weren't like talking up until I saw you at the bars all the time. Yeah. And then I met you, and I remember when you guys got together. And like just to have you guys on and just talk about your experiences with each other and like how you guys got together and what led up to the wedding and how you guys ran away together and like these funny, silly little stories and like these intimate glimpses into your life. And like I just want to say thanks for sharing that with everybody.
Yeah, man.
Dude, like that's on camera. Like that's not. I don't know if it was easy for you guys. It seemed like it was easy for you guys to share, but the fact that you guys still shared, yeah. I like really thanks for that. And to be so open.
The one of the biggest things that you know about any relationship that anybody should always realize is that like nobody's perfect. Besides us, but I mean nobody's perfect.
You guys are close,
and there's always room for improvement in every single thing you do. And see, before I met her, I was kind of arrogant and cocky, and I was like, "What would I need to improve in my life?" And then she was like, "Shawn, even if you think you're doing your absolute best and you think you're on top, no matter what, you can always do better."
Yeah.
You know, and she's just like, and if if you're striving for success and you think you're there and you're just going to stop, why? You can always be better. And then she told me this story. She's just like, if you put a frog in a bowl of steaming water, it's going to jump out.
Yeah.
You know, it's hot. So if you put a frog in some lukewarm water and then heat it up, it's going to boil to death because the frog is going to get comfortable. And when you get comfortable is when you die.
Okay.
Because when you're comfortable, you're not striving for anything better.
You're not leaping.
Exactly.
You don't realize how bad things are getting.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I feel like I've heard that before, but like I feel like that's one of those things you just need to hear every couple of months or years.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, still like to this day, like I start to feel like I'm really doing it. Like I'm here, like this is, it, and I'm starting to get comfortable. And then I'm like fuck, like I need more. I need more. Like not saying that like what we have isn't enough. It's like
you mean like hobby wise or something like that?
No, I mean like for my family wise. Because with my hobbies, it's always like like I have fun, and I really enjoy my hobbies, and I really enjoy that I have a wife that lets me do hobbies. Because there's a lot of people I know.
You.
Well,
I hate that that's even a thing. Like your wife lets
sad.
you do this.
It's really sad. And I think it's sad to I think it's sad that women or men are just they fold so easily. Yeah. It's just like
a steel chair.
Like like that chair. Careful, that chair's not very sturdy. The one you're sitting on. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've got a guy in my head right now. You'd probably think the same guy whose girl just does not shut the fuck up and let him do something.
We all have friends like that.
I'm sure you got more than one, but
because of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking sad. It's like it's the women that see that and take advantage of it because women are so much smarter than men, and they can see that. You can see shit like that a mile away, and you take advantage of it. And then it's the men who are just like, okay. It's like I want to hit them. Not bad, but I'm just slap them. Just wake up, dude. But they love each other, and it's like, how do you break? You don't break it up. You just let it happen.
And that's what always breaks my heart is because I've got some of the best friends in the entire world, and I've seen them be in and out of relationships where the women were walking all over them and saying, like, especially like if they had kids, like, oh, you've got to take care of my kids, or what if we get married? What if we do this? What if we do that? And they pressure them in these things that they're not ready for, like buying a new car together, or buying a new house together, things like that, where it's like
fuck, man, you've only been dating for 3 months. Don't fucking buy her a house.
Yeah, no.
Is that a real example? You guys dealt with that? Oh, somebody got a house after 3 months?
No, they were.
They didn't, because he was actually smart enough to realize that shit was going south quick.
That takes balls to break up.
He did have balls, dude.
I was so proud of him for that.
So proud,
He
dude.
deserves so much better than that. I wouldn't say it's necessarily her fault, but women tend to just rush into those kinds of things, and they take the men and they just turn them into what they want them to be.
Yeah.
And at first when we were dating, there was a part of it where I was like, all right, we do want to better your situation, but you gotta stay who you are, true to who you are. And even though he doesn't play Magic every Friday night now, he still goes to the tournaments, and he still does that stuff like with his family and his friends, and he still does that stuff. And like, you have to let them do that. Otherwise, you're gonna have men who are unhappy, and the whole happy wife, happy life thing. If you have unhappy husbands, you are gonna be miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is. Like if you have a husband who is just trained to come when you tell him to come. What kind of life is that?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really proud of yourself for doing that to a man? Like, you've cut him down so much that now he's just his puppy?
I think some people are proud of that. Like, I think there's a mentality there of that.
Women are proud of this because we're feminists now and we walk all over men, right?
Yeah, that's not what feminism is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a fucking feminazis.
Yeah, feminazi, yeah. I think I try not to look at it like that anymore. I've been recently thinking like maybe the reason that women are doing that, like rushing, it's got to be biological. Like if you're getting to the point, you're getting older, like in your upper 20s, and in your body, like your reproductive system starts to slow for women. It sends signals to your brain and chemicals, and it makes you you need to get a baby in you now because that's in our DNA to reproduce. It's not in magazines. Oh, I mean, probably is. It's all over, but it's up here most of all, and I think a lot of it has to do with that. And I think some deal with it better than others, and it just sucks that like.
And I could honestly say that same thing is probably happens to men too.
Yeah, there's been times where I've felt that I'm like not reproductive wise, but I've been like, I'm getting a little old to be like I got a 2-bedroom apartment by myself. I should not go home all the time. I should like go hang out with somebody.
Plant seeds.
Yeah, yeah. Spray my seed. Like just before I started this, I was at my buddy Shane's place, and there were a bunch of people that I knew nobody there except him, and I met a bunch of people and I had a great time, and I'm like, that's a start. That's better than just sitting here and being mopey. And yeah, you have to fucking. That's why I actually brought up that Snapchat thing, is because like, I think if that's how you got her attention, I'm gonna have to get better at Snapchat, I guess, because that's. I am not going to fight the way the world is. I've got a friend who is definitely not watching this, so I'm going to not say his name, but he will not have a Facebook because he doesn't believe in it. But he's really lonely. And he doesn't ever leave his house. He goes to work and then goes home, and he's always talking about, I need to meet a woman. I go, well, then let's go out to the bars tonight. No, man, I don't do that. I'm like, well, get on Tinder. I don't do apps. Get on Facebook, at least. No, I don't do that. I was like, this is the way the world is. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Snapchat. You got to do something about it. You
go to the bar.
Yeah, you got to fucking do something. You can't sit back. And that's, I realize that it's just taking me a little longer. And like, I don't complain that I'm alone. It's just, but that's the extreme side. And then there's the over extreme side where you're just nonstop, just looking at the fucking thing. And then I feel like I'm trying to move towards accepting
definitely
Snapchat.
Gotta find happy mediums.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I'm on Snapchat, dude, all my Snapchat fans,
all your followers, your fans. Yeah.
They all know that if it's for me, it's probably gonna be me on the toilet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
they like they're opening it and they're like, oh, might see Shawn's penis,
Only to your dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have
only send dick pics.
Sending dicks to.
And they send them back, okay? That's the thing. He doesn't just send them out. He receives them, and thank you. I've seen all your dicks at this point. Because Yeah, okay, anyways.
I remember when I was living with Matt and he sent me one from my fucking bathroom in there. I went irate. Ripsaw. What's up with that? I went irate. I freaked the fuck out. I was like, get the fuck out of my bathroom, asshole. It's like, oh, I needed to use the bathroom. I was close to yours. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Don't do that. Like, I don't want to see shit like that. But like, if that's like how you approach women now, I guess I gotta try.
Well, I never really did it to women.
No. I don't mean like.
It's just a funny joke. Like,
I don't mean like on the toilet. I meant like, you know, every now and then, just say, hey, here's my face.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
That's how it starts.
Yeah, I don't avoid it. I just haven't made the choice to go on to it as much as I should. Like, I'm on it. You added me, and I open it the second I get something. I don't sit there and wait, but I don't voluntarily just send shit out. You know, I don't know. That's just me.
See, that's what you do is if you have a girl that you like on there,
mm-hmm.
you just randomly what you do is like put her in your Snap group. So like you have certain people that you send Snapchats to.
Okay.
So then you randomly throw her in the mix, and then if she Snapchats you back,
that's how I know it's on.
That's how you know that okay, like this is something to start, but you know you don't abuse it. Then,
dude, is she gonna know that she's in a group?
No. See, it's not a group. Okay, so this is what it is.
Sorry, you're dealing with a fresh Snapchat over here, so you have to explain like I'm 5.
Okay, so out of like 5 to 10 people
mm-hmm.
are something like, say you got something new, and you want to let your friends know.
Mm-hmm.
Take a picture of it. Send it to them, and then just throw her in there.
Okay.
And then she sees it, and then she will send you a random snapback, and then she is gonna pop up more on your most recent friends.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just randomly keep sending stuff to her, and then she'll send you stuff, and then finally, like you'll send something to her that she found funny, and then she'll do the Snapchat Messenger, and then you guys will have a mini conversation about it. And then you'll keep going, and then more mini conversations pop up until you either get a phone number or, you know, you see each other out, and then you're constantly talking, or, you know, like or she invites you to a movie, you know?
Dude, I got played. This was your game.
You know, like, you know that app. Like, you know the fucking game. For a married guy, you know the game. That's awesome. I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I fucking asked, because otherwise I wouldn't have known. And I don't like really asking people my age for advice on how to do shit that I should already know how to do.
Hey, man. It was a whim. I went out on a whim, and that is how I did it, you know.
It worked for you, man. I mean, and hopefully, like, I have somebody in mind.
I was going to say, because that was before I got Gaby. I used to use that trick and never get laid. So... You
just got to keep trying.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. How about you over there? You got any like closing advice? No.
She's gorgeous. I was gonna say she didn't have it.
No. Closing. I don't mean like dating or anything. Like closing like remarks to say to any like the camera or us or anything.
Closing advice.
Not advice. Remarks. Anything. Yeah. What do you want to leave?
I appreciate that you brought us on. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think it's always nice just hearing him kind of talk about our relationship. You know, we don't really get to tell our story very often because, you know, we have our set group of friends. We don't really meet new people too often.
You just told it to like 300 people though.
Yeah, I like hearing it.
And it's going to be on YouTube. I hope that's okay. I don't have to put it on. Okay, fine.
Omit the racist stuff. Oh, we didn't record that part. Right?
I can delete the audio track. I can edit. This can't be edited. I can edit the YouTube cut. But this only show to people that I know. But yeah, no, I'm really happy you guys came on. When you were talking to me the first time, way back in January, I think I had it in my head that I was going to eventually have you both come on here at the same time. I didn't tell you though, because I was like, maybe you won't want to. I didn't want to plus I wanted more time to pass. I wanted more things to happen, just more topics. Like when Shane was on about a month ago, I I said, I'm going to have you on in 3 months because he was making a small business. And I'm like, I need there to be time for you to grow this so there's more shit to talk about. I can't just have you on. Like, he saw me today. He's like, I want to come on tonight. I'll have 3 guests. And I'm like, no. You gotta you just wanted to let shit happen and like let time pass. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to have you both on because I just feel like if you were super open about your relationship, you would be too. And it was really nice hearing about it. Like just hear like how you guys got together and the marriage and what? But
we're pretty open people.
Yeah. No, that's no, it's awesome. Like I'm glad that you guys like opened up and shared like so much of it. Also, like I just wanted to personally thank you because you were one of the first people that ever believed in me before I started this. Like when I said I'm doing this. This is like last summer, and you said I'm gonna come on, and then the first thing I was like, you'll be what was the word for? Diversity guest because you're a woman and you're a brown person. Oh, was it really?
You and Travis both separately asked me at different times without knowing about it.
I didn't know. Yeah. Okay, so not last summer, last fall, almost a year ago, and I'm like, dude, a diversity guest. You're a Mexican and a woman. You're the only chick. You're the only girl I've had on. I need to get more women on here.
Mexican?
But you know, I thought she was Icelandic for a while.
I'm actually part colorblind, so
I'm actually partially deaf too.
Like the left eye, or
no, it's just like with red colors, certain colors don't blend right.
Huh?
He thinks I'm white because he's
It's all just black and white with you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it'd be cool. But
I think I learned how to play basketball.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
I love the racistness. It's not even racist. It's playful. It's playfully racist. It's playful racism. Racism isn't words. It's intent. If I said something racist, if I said a racial slur but it had intent behind it, you'd be like, Mitch, shut the fuck up. But you know it's not who I am. So I need more women on. Chicks, I don't care who it is. I need to have more women on because I'm not sexist, I promise. Am I sexist? Don't answer that. Yeah.
As long as I got big cans.
As long as what?
Nothing. Anywho.
Say as long as they what?
Have big
cans.
Big cans? No one says cans anymore. That's funny. I like the word cans.
She's still in elementary
Look at
school.
I'm a child.
Look at the fuck. Like, I just screamed at the bar. Look at the cans on that one. And then you're like,
it's just beer.
It's just like, the fuck. But yeah, I just want to say like thanks for like coming on here twice and believing in me, and like I've had a lot of fun doing this. So
Me too.
all right, so that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's Shawn and that's Gaby, and they're married and they're interracial and they have kids and they're beautiful people, and I really like them both, and this has been really fun. So this will be on YouTube momentarily, probably later tonight. And on SoundCloud, also the audio only. Yeah, you guys are officially more famous than normal. You were here, now you're here. So congrats to you guys.
We got over 1 million likes on a photo once. So
million?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, sorry. Where was this?
It was a picture where I took a really nice shot of him and Maverick, and then he took a picture of me, and Maverick was like, and I'm all like, and I put them side to side, and I said, pictures that I take of Daddy and Baby and versus pictures that he takes of me. And I submitted to this breastfeeding page that I'm a part of. And I guess they had like 13 million viewers, and they all loved it right away. So they tagged us in it, and we're like, oh shit, like this is blowing up. Like we went viral. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I thought I was doing
picture
good with
of me,
almost 200 followers.
Yeah, if it helps, I look ridiculous.
Were you like breastfeeding?
No, he was turned around.
Oh, so it was like
I was breastfeeding.
Oh, I thought you were breastfeeding on her.
Actually,
your son gets one and you get the other.
Yeah,
might as well.
Hey.
It's sitting there. Why let it go to waste?
Yeah,
all right, that's a great note to end on.
I love it.
Bye, everybody.
One more cookie. Bye.
One more cookie.
Bye. Yes.
That was awesome.
Uh huh.
You'll be. Okay.